Howdy guys, it's Luke at Luke's Affordable Paint Service, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about applying static grass. Right, so static grass guys, this is going to be a video explaining on how to static grass realistically, if that's even a word, and as nice as possible. The main reason I'm doing this video though guys is I have a lot of confusion from my viewers saying I've bought these flocks and I'm trying to follow your video and it just doesn't seem to be looking the same. And the reason is they've bought static grass over flocks. Now, flock is foam or sawdust. Like, you know, I've got my own range of foam flocks out, and they're different because that's granulated foam powders, all right? Whereas static grass is nylon fibres, all right? So that's, so as you can see, look, some of my frozen tufts that I'm working on. Very, very different, but they're all generalised as flock in the industry, so I can see why it gets so confusing to some people. Don't worry about it, guys, you're not stupid. I've made the same mistake in the past when I started out as well. It's just, it is a general name for scenic ground coverings is flock, or flocking, or whatever you want to call it. So when I say static grass, I mean nylon fibre. When I say flock, I mean granulated foam or sawdust. So I hope that clears up that problem for some people. Now, for this video, I'm going to be using a proper applicator from Scenics. Well, there's two of them, but I'm only using one, alright? Matt in at Scenics, as you know, I've had quite a long relationship with them. Very helpful, okay? He sent me this free of charge just for me to play with, just to show me that they are worth the money. Okay, now before he sent me this, I'd played with a cheap one from China. I bought it for about 25 quid. It were a T-strainer attached to like an handle with two AA batteries in. It were alright. It did 2 mil grass. It struggled with 4. For the money, it were a bit poor. Alright, so I used to use my T-strainer on my flop box. That worked, but longer lengths, it took forever. So I bought a bigger mesh and it worked, but there were wires everywhere and I had to put the box somewhere. It used to drive me mental, and the amount of times I used to shock myself with it was stupid. So I thought, oh, let's have a look at making my own proper one. So I brought the Luke Tone video, awesome video on making your own static grass applicator, so check him out. If you don't know who Luke Towan is, he makes me and any other terrain builder on the internet look poor. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, I priced all this stuff up, and then I thought, oh, my soldering iron's broke. So by the time I'd worked it out and priced it all up, I might as well have bought the micro at 50 quid anyway. Alright, but I know I got this one sent for free. But because of how much I liked this one, I bought this one. Alright, so I hope that highlights how much I actually do like the products. Even though he sent me that one for free, I've spent £110 on this. And I don't even use static grass that often, so I hope that really highlights how much I like this thing. Okay, and because I'm doing the Tufts and things for my viewers, I thought, let's learn how to do static grass properly, and I'll share that experience with you. Alright guys, so I'll stop jumping on, I've been talking too long, but it's a very quick video on how to static grass, and then we'll clear up at the end. Catch you in a bit. Right, so first up, I'm using the Fast Tack glue from WWS. This is not a PVA glue, it's a polyurethane based glue. The reason why I'm using this is it dries very quickly. Alright, it means that you can work on top of it quicker. You know, you can press it down quicker and you're not going to flatten your grass out. There's quite a few benefits to using the polyurethane glue as well. I mean, if you're going to be using, if you've got like a bit of plastic card down as a base, you don't have to actually prime it or anything first. The polyurethane glue sticks to plastic very well, so there's a lot of reasons why this Fast Tack glue works, alright, on different things, but it's really thin, it's easy to water out and spread around, and it dries very quickly. Now after that, I get my progress applicator and I put the fine mesh on it, which is the smallest mesh that comes with it, and I get some 2mm autumn. Using 2mm is used as your main ground covering. Because it's so small and fine and very low to the ground, it gives a very nice base colour to work from. Now when I'm doing the base grasses, I normally make my base grass the darkest grass I'm going to be working from. As you can see, just one application like that, very quick, it's very clean, and it gives you a very nice colour. Now Martin did send me this quite a while ago, the static grass layering spray. Now it comes with a nice spray nozzle, it works great, but you have to clean it out after every use. I didn't listen to him, so when I came to use it again, it didn't work, so I've had to put it into another spray bottle. So I'll just put it into my spray bottle that I put my PVA glues and stuff in. And this layering spray is very thin. It just means that you can build up your static grasses and it sticks quickly because it's the same glue as before, just a lot thinner. Okay, so yeah, get that sprayed all over and then get ready to get your next colour on. So the next colour that I'm using, this is Summer 4mm. It's a bit lighter, it's a bit darker, but it's a bit more stronger in green. Alright, now I use this to like break up the solid colour. Alright, adds a few more patches, and with it being that bit longer, you get some nice height to the darker areas, and yeah, as you can see, works very well. Now from that, we mess it up. Now this is one of Martin's party tricks. Literally what you're doing is creating natural tufts. Don't worry if it really reveals the brown underneath, because we're going to be covering it. What you're doing is just making some texture, so your grasses have different lengths and you get some natural grass tufts. It looks a bit more like moors grasses, if you know what I mean by moors grasses. So once you've done that, just roughed it up in all the areas that you want, some rough areas, we're going to get the static grass applicator and we're going to put some dead grass over the top. Now the dead grass that I'm using is 4mm, okay? We'll go back in with 4mm over this to accent the areas that we've toughed up. And as you see, as that starts to go on, it starts to add some really nice... I really like the dead grass colouring over the green. It starts to look very natural. And as you can see, it's accented them ripples in the grass where we've messed it up. Getting some nice little tufts. Now how we accentuate that more is we go on with some really long grass. So some 6mm over the top. Now you apply the layering spray again. As you would, just spray on the layering spray and get this 6mm ready and put the larger head on. Now with the 6mm grass, it will attach itself to the top of the 4mm, so you're technically getting like 11mm long grass, which looks great. Now just be a bit more selective where you're spraying this glue, because you don't want this to go anywhere, alright, anywhere else where you don't want it. So just put it on the areas that you want, and it's just a matter of tapping it off when you're finished. So as you can see, I'm not being very violent with how I'm shaking it. I'm just being quite gentle and shaking it a little bit, just so the small amounts of grass fall out where I want them. Then it's just a matter of turning it upside down, banging the grass off, and finishing it off really. But as you can see, all your natural grass tufts and everything just look great. Now the only problem I find with static grass, especially when you're spraying on the layering spray, is it's going to go on places where you don't want it. So what I do is I just literally get some water on a paintbrush and I just brush that away from all the rubble and off the stonework, and it can take a bit of work because obviously the fast tack glue will dry at this point, but if you keep wetting it, it will eventually come off and reveal all the work that you've done from underneath. Alright, and if you get a little clump out like that, just take it off. It's not going to hurt anything. Right, so that's it. Very simple, very easy. If you've got any questions, you know where to put them. Right guys, so you saw how simple that is. Using the static grass applicator makes it very simple, and the spray glues just so you can sprinkle it on. You can see it coming together as it's falling out of the applicator. And the best thing is, if you mess up, just go over with another colour. Or you can just flatten it down and repeat. It's very forgiving. So I like it. I don't particularly like. I don't think I'd like it for like a full gaming table, for example. Just because if I'm putting like trays of troops down, it's gonna get knacked. All right, it's gonna get flattened out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a series of videos. So we've done static grass. What I'll do is I'll do a video on using flock with static grass. Okay, so for like your diorama guys, you train guys like for big layouts and things. And then what we'll do is we'll use more flocks, which sawdust flocks, foam flocks, whatever. And then we'll use static grass as accents and using it in areas just to make it look nicer. So we'll try and cover as many different hybrid grounds as I can using both. So I hope then that will accommodate all the train guys, it'll accommodate the dio guys, it should accommodate wargamers better. And we'll try and tie everything in so I've covered all different grounds of flocking. And see where we end up. Because I really like it, but for a wargaming piece just using static grass, I don't think it's going to be strong enough. But we'll have a play, we'll see what happens. Okay. Now, for people on a budget, if you're only doing a few terrain pieces and you want to have static grasses in areas and stuff like that, the small micro is going to be more than enough for you. Alright, this one at 50 quid. It does 6mm through there. It's just a bit harder to get it out. You have to shake it a bit more violently. But this will do all the lengths, and it's a good product. Anybody that's serious about static grassing, though, as in like you've got layouts in your loft, as in, you know, like, I don't know, 24 foot, 4 foot deep, all the way around your room, I'd invest in that, especially if you're going to static grass the whole thing. Because the amount of static grass you can actually get in there, it'll cover maybe a 3 foot section, about 2 foot by 2 foot square, maybe before you start running out, depending on the length, because some lengths obviously take up less area than others. But this big tub on the end takes a while to run out, so that's going to be better for the guys working on larger areas. But if you are serious about using static grass, I think it is a good investment as long as you're going to use it. I wouldn't buy that if you're just going to be doing the odd tuft here and there. Alright? And like I said, there is also the little flock boxes and stuff for doing just little grass tufts if you don't want to invest that amount of money into that. So check Warworld Scenics out from all the products that they do. And yeah, any comments, bash them below. And I'm sure Martin and everybody else at Warworld Scenics will comment if there's something I can't answer. And yeah, catch you again for the next video.